Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I just want to say congratulations on clicking this link because it actually kind of shows that, hey, you're most likely an independent artist that is kind of curious on how others are making music or making money outside of just music in general. And I'm going to go through in this video and show you guys some prime examples of what other artists are actually doing. And the crazy part is that some of these artists aren't even these artists, they're not actually even in the industry of making music anymore because of the different routes they chose and different businesses they've started, and from that they're able to walk away from making music, right? So first example is going to be Lil Durk, and we're just going to, I quickly forwarded it to this video right here, to this section right here, where he talks about a little about what he does, and we'll go into it. What's going on, guys? I just want to make really quick a interruption, and you might be seeing that this is a little bit different scenery, but it's actually not. It's just later in the day, and upon getting the video, making it, and then editing and uploading it to YouTube, I got hit with the copyright, and that I would not be able to share this video with you guys. And I feel like I touch on some really good things in here, so I'm gonna actually continue playing this video, but I'm actually not gonna just turn it off. And I'm actually going to turn on the captions so you guys can actually read along and kind of see what they're kind of saying and Lil Durk is saying and the interview person is saying. And you can actually just go ahead and YouTube this and look at it yourselves, a little before and a little after too, because Lil Durk touched on a lot of things. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of read the caption, but he's going to get into it right here. He says he has a trucking company, and he kind of goes into a little bit further about it. So that's just a little bit of it, and we're going to continue on ahead back into the original video. Yeah, so just off of that little thing that he just said, right? This was back in 2018, guys. Like this, he's probably doubled, tripled, right? It's 2020, it's done 2021. We're going to 2022. Like he's added more trucks and rigs to his business. He's actually probably grown his real estate company portfolio, right? And that was back in 2018. So this is a prime example of Lil Durk. Like he started with music, but he's not just doing only probably making music, money from music, but hey, like these other business that he started, they're also adding to his bank account. They're also making him money. So that's really cool. Next one is going to be Rihanna.
Billionaire. She became a billionaire from her cosmetic line, Fenty. And the craziest part...
And actually, we'll refresh this real quick.
A billionaire. She became a billionaire from her cosmetic line, Fenty. And the craziest part about that was she started Fenty Beauty back in 2017. And in less than 4 years, it's made her a billionaire. Now, what Rihanna did that was extremely smart was partner with the right people. She knew she had the influence and the passion for this product, but she didn't necessarily have the distribution or the know-how of the beauty industry. And so she partnered with LVMH. And if you don't know what that is, it's Louis Vuitton. By partnering with Louis Vuitton, she knew that with her influence and their business savvy and all their connections, it was going to be a massive brand. The point with all this is that musicians have now learned that the money is not in making music. It's to take all the eyeballs and influence that their music has created and turn those into businesses. Recently, Rihanna... So, straight from the man himself, Ryan, he does a lot of, he gives you a lot of news and things going on in just business in general. And, this is business right here. Rihanna, prime example, right? Back in the day, she would make, Billboard hits every single year, right? Like top of the billboards and 1, 2, I'm not sure one, but it would always be at the top. And, as a person that's always making this type of music, you would think like, hey, let's keep it going, right? But she didn't do that. She, lately, the past couple of years, I haven't seen her drop music at all. She's still, in the mix of the music industry, but she's not really active inside of it.
And you can see right here that this is most likely the reason why. In 2017, she started her own brand. She made $1 billion later. 4 years later, which is crazy, right? Like, she used her influence and she guided those people saying, hey, like, I started my own line, support this, and she made a full business, blown business out of it. Because in my eyes, I think if I were that big, and I would still make music, but hey, like in 4 years, she hit $1 billion, which is ridiculous, right? So this is a prime example of her, not being inside the industry anymore. Obviously, Lil Durk is still inside the industry, making music and doing all that. But prime example right here, Rihanna. She's not in the music industry anymore, but she's making money outside of music, and that's really dope. Next example is Rick Ross. Right, so everybody knows Rick Ross, Mr. Right, CEO of Maybach Music. Right, he recently dropped the project, but the past couple years, like, he hasn't been actively inside of it. He does a feature every now and then with Drake and other people, but he's actually not very active inside of it besides recently. But what has he done in the past, or what has he been doing, is you can see right here. He owns 25 Wingstop locations. All right, he owns Checkers and Rallies. He sounds like he loves food. And he also does different things. I know this guy right here is I believe a health kind of software company, and he's actually partnered with, and he started investing with them. And I didn't even know that he actually had a hair and grooming line business, which makes sense because he has a beard. Partner with Rap Snacks, right? All these different things. Like, he just doesn't have one source of income, which was from music, but he actually runs and has traditional businesses, which is really cool and really important too, in building kind of long-term wealth. So next one is Diddy, right? Everybody knows Diddy as back in the day as making music, a little bit acting, right? That type of thing. But you don't see him in the music industry anymore, right? Which is interesting. And he actually went ahead and started on alcoholic beverage, Ciroc vodka. Now, is it the best drink? I'll let you guys decide on that. But everywhere you go, every single club, all that, like, you always see these bottles. It's everywhere. He sponsors events. He sponsored Rolling Loud. When I went earlier in the year, right? And you can just see, like, the brand is so massive just because Diddy was able to push it. He doesn't make music anymore, but he pushes a traditional brand, traditional business. Next example is Nicki Minaj. I bet you guys didn't even know that she had her own perfume company or perfume line, because this is hers, right? Like, this is probably her making just a little extra money here and there, because even today she's kind of active in the music industry, but she's kind of not. And she's she has her own line. She's using her influence to start another business and make some money. And 369 reviews, that's really good for a a perfume that actually is listed on Amazon, which is probably selling a lot. Marky Mark, I bet you guys don't even know who this is, right? Back in the day, Marky Mark, profound rapper. He made a lot of music, and guess what? He doesn't even do that anymore. Who is this guy? Mark Wahlberg. Now, obviously people will know him as an actor now, but this just shows you, like, you started with music, but he didn't kind of finish or continue along with it. He started branching out, doing different things. Like, who knows? He probably has different businesses, but him being known very big now is in acting. That's what he does now a lot. He's done a ton of different movies, and that's where he's able to branch out and kind of do something outside the box, which is really cool because I see Rihanna do a little bit of acting too, like we kind of referenced earlier. But Mark Wahlberg is heavily into acting and making money that way. So those are just prime examples of some of the people in the music industry that are making money outside of just music also. But there's also a ton of other people, right? There's Drake, right? He has his own, like, alcoholic beverage. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I did some research and I found that out. He has obviously his own clothing line, OVO, and he hosts his own festival. Same thing with Travis Scott, right? He has his own clothing line. He has his own alcoholic beverage. Those are things that they're doing outside the music industry. Lil Yachty, he has his own, like, nail polish line. That's something they're doing outside of just music in general. So all these people are actually making music out, or making money outside of music, by using their influence and saying, hey, like, I don't want to just depend only on music, because music is very capped. And based on IRA, which is the company that sends out the plaques to all these artists, saying, like, you hit platinum, all that, you hit gold, they're saying like only 50% of the total money revenue made from music industry is actually from performances. So, which is crazy because you would think that, people that are constantly putting out music, they're making a lot of money and they're getting their royalties, but some people don't even know how to collect. Some people don't even know how to, manage that. And, they kind of get screwed over based on what, the different deals and, working with certain people. Right. So, these people took control of that and they started making money outside of music so they can take care of themselves. And that's what we kind of do too, based on IAA, which is the Independent Artist Accelerator. We help independent artists get funding so they can actually start putting that money into their business, which is being an artist, or they can start another business by using that money to start another business, traditional business, whatever they want to do. Some people want to do clothing lines, some people want to start making their own beverages. We had a client that trying to start her own jungle juice with CBD, which is really cool too. That's her branching off into doing different things outside of just like making music. Right. I have another client that's actually trying to start his own Airbnb property, which is really cool too because Airbnb is a growing thing, and he's able to leverage not only money but people's space in order to make more money. So that's just a prime example of all these different artists that are actually using their influence and not just making money from music but outside of music. And hopefully you guys are doing the same thing, because this is the path that I'm seeing all these people are doing. And if I was an independent artist, I would actually be doing the same thing, and capitalizing off my influence and trying to make the most out of it as much as I can. So hopefully you guys like that. And if you guys like that, like, subscribe, comment, and let us know what else you want to see, and what is the most surprising thing or artist that based on this video that you watched right here just now, that like I didn't even know that person did that, or what are other artists that you actually know that are actually doing different business. Leave it down below, and thank you for watching this video. See you guys soon.